I feel like you cover a lot of information from ages 11 all the way through to community living. What would you say is kind of the biggest question or the biggest thing that you see that when families, they approach you, what's the most important thing that you see they're kind of not aware of, or what would you?
There's several. A lot of a lot of families are not aware that vocational rehab services are being offered or have been offered to their children, because they are offered directly to their children in school, and many times their students do not know what they are, so they turn them down, and the parents don't have a clue. But that's the way it's set up. So they need to be aware that sometime at or later than age 16, every student with a disability will be offered vocational rehabilitation services by a counselor. And you need to be aware of that, because if your child does not know what it is, it's very likely they're turning it down, and they don't need to turn it down. They need to explore it and see what opportunities are available with that, because many, many things are available, from help even with getting a diploma or going on to secondary school, post-secondary school, to getting a job, keeping a job. I mean, it's just a lot of different options, and you need to actually see what they are before you turn them down. And many parents don't even know that that opportunity is out there. And every family weekend that we have parents that say, it's never been offered. And so we have people from vocational rehab at the camps who meet with those families.
Sounds like a little bit of a, oh, I'm sorry, I kind of cut you off there. It sounds like a little disconnected that the school district is asking the kids if they want to.
No, it's not the school district. It's actually the counselors.
Okay, I gotcha. And they're asking the kids, hey, do you want this or do you not want this? And that can be overwhelming if it's something that's not fully understood. And if that individual is used to making decisions with the help of family members, they would probably defer to say, I'm going to say no at this time until I speak with my parents. And then at that time, it may not be brought up later in the day, or kind of,
Very often, our kids who are in special ed programs do need extra support. So this is kind of a little bit of a disconnect, that they legally are addressed without a family member being involved.
Yeah.
So, and if you kind of mean like the counselor wants to have a one-on-one with the individual to make sure that nobody in the family is directing the life that maybe the individual doesn't want to have. So I can understand that from both perspectives a little bit, but I think the options still need to be given to both parties. Hey, we presented this to your son or daughter.
That's why we really want the parents to know that it's available, and they can pursue it, through their school. Who is our counselor, and how do I get in touch with them, or whatever means needs to happen.
I imagine that's a communication.
Awareness is our biggest thing.
Yeah.
And there's something that the federal government, through the Rehab Services Association, has recently put into effect, called PREATS, it's pre-transition services. And every special ed student is supposed to be getting these services, because there's a very large sum of money that your state rehab service unit is receiving to provide these services. And every student is supposed to be getting them. And so you need to make sure that your child is receiving these services.
And these are, you go through that in this workbook as well.
No, the PREATS is not in this workbook, because it has come out since we published our new workbook.
Sounds like there's a revision to the workbook coming through. New workbook coming out.
There's always a revision.
There's always
a revision.
Yes.